it looks like Indie World is going to surprise the world and definitely involve more companies than Nintendo from around the world, as a big new rumor seems to indicate that Microsoft and Xbox are doing the Nintendo dance once again. What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from Switchforce. Indie World is now less than 2 days away. We've got the show kicking off on Monday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. Now, if you don't want to be potentially spoiled about what could be there and what might be the biggest thing there, then feel free to click off now. Alrighty, if you're still with me, this rumor comes from Daniel Ahmad, otherwise known as ZHugeEX, who is a very reputable source. He's a senior analyst at Nico Partners, covering the digital games market in China and Southeast Asia. He has a lot of important tweets, and when he says something, oftentimes it comes true. And his post today said that we're going to see another Microsoft Xbox first game at the Indie World Direct on Monday. So far, we've had Minecraft, Cuphead, and Super Lucky's Tale that have been Xbox exclusives come to Switch. If you've been following rumors and leaks, you can probably guess this one. Now, I think this whole thing is very special because I forgot that Super Lucky's Tale is also an Xbox exclusive coming to Switch. So they are already 3 deep into this really neat partnership. And the game that has been rumored and leaked to come to Switch is none other than Ori and the Blind Forest. Will o' the Wisps won't release. I mean, it's coming at some point, but not till 2020, unfortunately. So hey, I am dying for Ori action, especially in portable form. Now, back in February, when the initial rumors of Microsoft putting some of its Xbox titles on Switch appeared, Ori and the Blind Forest was one that was heavily discussed when they were talking about Game Pass and Cuphead, and Ori was included in the conversation. In fact, at one point it was reported that Ori and the Blind Forest for Switch appeared in a United Kingdom wholesale database. So there is a lot of scuttlebutt around this one, and it lines up. Get this game out on Switch, build some hype for Will o' the Wisps in February of next year, and it's also just a great game that would fit on the go and probably can run pretty well on Switch. It's actually quite beautiful, so if it looks good and performs well on Switch, that will be very choice. Ori on Switch is a day one buy for me. I haven't played the original for a number of years, so it'll feel kind of fresh and it'll get me really ramped inside for this sequel. Plus, I just love supporting this Microsoft-Nintendo connection. I think years from now, we'll look back and this will be one of the most important things that happened this generation. This partnership is just incredible. It is kind of unprecedented and it is so freaking cool. And if they continue to bring really great games that I loved over on that platform to this platform, and they run and perform well and they're sold at a fair price, I will continue to support. So keep them coming. The second half of this rumor states that 2 games will be shadow dropped. Both games are hot. Now, this is very interesting, and initially I was racking my brain for what games could come to Switch eShop Shadow Drop after Indie World, and I'm thinking I'd love Creature in the Well, I'd love Bloodroots. Then I remembered that Bloodroots was recently delayed, and Daniel Ahmad himself says that we'll get solid 2019 release dates for Creature in the Well, Blasphemous, Northgard, Trine 4, One Finger Death Punch 2, Skellboy, and a few others. So probably not going to be Creature in the Well if part of the presentation is giving the date. He mentions that 2019 and 2020 release windows will be given for other games and says the whole show is worth a watch. But what are these hot games? Well, maybe the reason that hot is capitalized is because hot is in the title. And then a few hours after this rumor, we see that Super Hot for Switch got an update and the game hasn't even been announced yet. How freaking crazy of an oopsie is this? Apparently someone found out that Super Hot has seen a revision, and so that is probably one of the games. Super Hot is fantastic. I'm not sure how well it'll do on Switch. I played it on PC and loved it. I'm sure it'll go good. It's a great game, but I don't know. I hope it performs really well. I hope the frames are solid. They need to be, and I hope the controls are silky smooth. But what's the other game? Super Hot. That'll be a nice addition. Probably Hotline Miami. If we're gonna say that there's a theme here and both games are hot, capital H, Super Hot, Hotline Miami. Devolver loves working with Nintendo and the Switch. They've got so many games and so many of them are way up there in terms of top sellers and big successes on the Switch eShop, that it only makes sense that they finally bring Hotline Miami over. Now, I don't know about you, maybe you're very excited to play these games for the first time or experience them on the go with the Switch, but I'm not the biggest fan of either of these shadow drops. I don't think I would grab either of them. I have played both games extensively, and I've played Hotline Miami handheld and on PC. I played it on my Vita. I've done Super Hot and Super Hot VR, so I'm not sure I need to do that one again. I really would have rather had like Creature in the Well, Atomic Crops, Blood Roots, but hey, maybe there's a chance that Daniel Ahmad is off on some of this, or maybe he is spot on. I'm not sure. Either way, it sounds like it's going to be a really cool show, and Ori alone makes it worth the watch. And then if they bring in dates and announcements and some new reveals and then shadow drops, like even if personally I'm not picking up the games that do shadow drop, I still think shadow drops are amazing. I love these reduced marketing cycles that we have, and sometimes they're instantaneous. And I think that's absolutely incredible. Remember like the 3, 4, 5 year cycles? Obviously, we still get some of those, but I love when a game gets announced like Astral Chain in February, and then boom, it's out in August. And I love when Nintendo says, hey, guess what? Super Hot's coming to Switch, and you can play it now. So let me know your take on this in the comments down below. How hyped would you be for Ori and the Blind Forest on Nintendo Switch? And if Super Hot and Hotline Miami are the two shadow drops, would you buy either, both, or none? Let me know what you think of the Microsoft partnership and the potential for this Indie World Showcase in the comments down below. Hit that like button if you're pumped for the event. Again, it's Monday the 19th at 9 a.m. I'll be there giving you my reaction, so stay tuned for that. Make sure to subscribe if you want to stay up to date on all this cool Nintendo stuff that we got going on, plus some really good stuff coming in the future that I can't talk about yet. Until that time, though, thanks again, everybody. Have a fantastic day. Switch Force out. Oh, and by the way, remember this is a rumor, so take it with grains of salt, except Daniel Ahmad is pretty accurate. ZHuGX is well respected on Reset Era, so you can increase the size of those grains to at least 3 grams. Thank you.